Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Monday, January 8th, 2017. Welcome back. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the first cartridge of the new year. I am so happy to be back. And for today's top story, there's been an update in the Crytek lawsuit. Over the break, Crytek submitted an amended complaint removing wording that sensationalized the purported conflict of interest between two CIG employees. CIG then submitted a motion to dismiss the case. In that same motion, they say Crytek's complaint sacrifices legal sufficiency for loud publicity and accuse Crytek of intentionally omitting the game license agreement which CIG submitted to the court. CIG points out RSI is not even on the license agreement and therefore should not be a party to the lawsuit. They also say that the GLA does in fact cover both games, which Crytek says it doesn't, and it doesn't force them to use CryEngine for Star Citizen, which Crytek says it does. The agreement also prevents CIG and Crytek from seeking legal damages in court, which is exactly what Crytek is doing. This is also backed up by the GLA that CIG submitted. Also submitted was a waiver of conflicts signed by a Crytek employee, showing that Crytek did in fact knowingly allow Freyermuth to participate in contract negotiations, which Crytek also says it didn't. So with the agreement and the waiver submitted to the courts, it really looks as though Crytek was reaching for the stars. Citizen. From there, we go on to release announcements, mostly with hardware stuff today, and a surprising one with Nvidia revealing gaming TVs. These are 65-inch or 165cm, 120Hz native refresh rate 4K resolution panels with a coax connection for your cable and DVI and DisplayPort for your PC. No idea when these are available or how much they'll cost, but knowing Nvidia, they will come at a premium. In other Nvidia news, they have announced a new technology they are calling Nvidia Freestyle, which applies filters over your gameplay, just in case you want your games to look like a bad Instagram filter. And then we have a unicorn, something that only exists in fairy tale books. It's an Intel CPU with an onboard AMD graphics processor, and not just any AMD chip, an RX Vega chip. Two variants of this mobile processor are coming, both with 4GB of built-in dedicated HBM2. There's no pricing information or availability on these either. And finally for hardware news, this gorgeous looking Sea of Thieves Xbox One controller in purple and teal. And my favorite part about this is the gold right trigger that looks like a pirate tooth. This one is coming on February 6th in the US and February 15th in the UK. Up next in update news is Fortnite, which is facing some trouble due to the recent updates to protect your operating system against the meltdown vulnerability. Epic Games says the issue may continue to happen as their cloud services are updated to protect against the threat. Stay tuned to News Cartridge for more updates. Then we have PUBG, which has been updated on Xbox One, and Microsoft is saying this patch should slightly improve frame rates and performance. Let me know if you're playing PUBG on Xbox One in the comment section down below. Moving on from there, Valve is celebrating breaking their own record yet again, because this time 18.5 million concurrent Steam users were logged in the last few days. This time last year, it was just over 14 million. Next up, AGDQ, also known as Awesome Games Done Quick, is now underway, and be sure to check out Twitch TV because any money donated during the event is going to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. I try to watch the speedruns as much as I can because I absolutely love to see how much the runners have to break the games in order to do what they do. One thing that I don't love is Twitch is banning unofficial channels who want to talk about AGDQ. This is the first year that Twitch has made a subscription mandatory to participate in chat and the charity's channel, and I really have to ask the question, why all of a sudden? In the past, they've had a pretty relaxed view on the chat other than what their bots pick up automatically. They claim that a chat this size is too difficult to moderate, which by the way, can have over 100,000 people in it at any given moment. It seems as though Twitch is only targeting channels with GDQ in their name, possibly because this could be considered impersonation. It's a really interesting story, and I'm curious to know what you think about it. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And finally today, one that I cannot wrap my head around, and neither can the developer of Opus Magnum. If you've never heard of this one before, it's a puzzle game where you create a machine to assemble different components to complete a task. Adding to its replayability, players can figure out more efficient and faster ways to create these machines. On Steam, it currently sits with an overwhelmingly positive review rating, with 97% of people favoring it. Over on GOG's storefront, you won't find it because it has been declined to release there, and the reason given is kind of vague. The storefront says they take many factors into consideration other than just the game itself, and it did not pass their internal curation system and would not elaborate as to why. Of course, if they did, then other developers would try to hold them word for word and try to sneak games onto the storefront, so saying as little as possible does make sense. The rumor going around is that Opus Magnum looks too much like a mobile game, and GOG wants to hold themselves to a higher standard. To me personally, I don't think it looks like a mobile game, but it's still rather confusing that a game with such a high rating is not allowed, and developer Zachtronics hopes that GOG will change their mind in the future. What do you think the reason is, and do you play Opus Magnum? Let me know in the comment section down below. Time to start the year off right with tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Memento of Spring, Artifact Adventure Gaiden, Hangover, Last Berserker, Endless War, Kelly's Caves 4, and Light in the Dark. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And how do you turn a 3D printer into a 4D printer? You just give it some time. Thank you for watching the show, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like the show. Hit the dislike button if you didn't like it. But either way, it helps me out. Click over here to watch the bonus cartridge for today. Click down here to watch yesterday's episode. And click down here to subscribe. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.